Chat, we got to change of plans. Hold up. I got something really interesting though. And I thought this was super interesting because I talked about this the other day. Chat, look at this. It happened. It finally happened. Banned until the end of season for smurfing, even though I'm a returning player who deranked to for inactivity. So those who haven't seen, there's a clip. Basically, the game warns you and says like, warning, we detected that you're smurfing. Please stop now. It basically tells you stop now, right? If someone has the clip, link the clip and I'll look at it again. It tells you like stop now. And if you have any questions, reach out to customer support, right? And when I looked at the clip, I was like, that is a very interesting clip because one, where does the line get drawn? Because whether you like it or not, smurfing is supposed to be, you make an account to dunk on low ranked players, intentionally keep it low by like throwing games or doing whatever, right? But it is like a bad thing. Like it is, you are using it for bad purposes. There are very valid claims for alt accounts because in, say, my games, I can't go play Spider-Man in my games. Like in, well, I mean, right now it's like GM because the start of a season, but like last season, like Eternity, I will throw every game. It will happen. I can't do that. But like quick play doesn't teach me much either. And so ranked is more structured and that's the best place to learn. So you make an account to learn how to play that character. But the problem is though in Rivals, you start in bronze, so you have to dunk on all the bronze through gold players, maybe even plat or diamond to GM to get to a rank where you're going to actually start being challenged in learning the character because mechanically you're just going to be so much better, right? You can play Spider-Man quick play. I do, but I'm telling you, I am not getting good practice when I do that. It just is not good practice. It's not. I like, we have talked about this for years. We've done this for years in other games. Typical BS Smurf excuse. I don't even Smurf. I made a second account to play DPS on in season 0. I played on it, I think 6 hours total after that to try to play with my teammates for that one tournament, the Toast tournament, so we could actually like teach everybody the game and have a good time with it. And other than that, I always try to play on my main. I never play on it. I think it's probably decayed to like gold or some shit. So I do my best personally to not do that. But I can still sit there and acknowledge that that is a real thing. Whether you like it or not every player can pick up every character and be insane at them. And so why should those people be forced to only play that character for the rest of their life or only that role for the rest of their life? Why are they not allowed to play other stuff? Solution, people take quick play seriously, but that sucks too because quick play, when it's super sweaty, turns people off. It makes it so it's not a fun, casual experience. You can't just hop in and play a few games because everyone's trying their ass off. And I'm gonna go a little further. If you make people take quick play super seriously, you actually even make it more toxic. We already have a little bit of a problem with that, right? Where like you learn a quick play game and some guy starts flaming you for not playing whatever. It's quick play. You're supposed to have fun. That's the point, right? And like, it's a good way to learn mechanics of something new, right? Like if you've never played Spidey before, you learn how to swing, you learn how to hit your right clicks, you learn the combos, right? Like those things can definitely be learned in quick play, right? It absolutely can happen. Overwatch quick play is a disaster. Average match is a steamroll and tryhards typing in every team. Oh, I know, I came from it. That was one of my big problems with Overwatch quick play back in the day. And so, you know, Flats, I don't know about this take. You are ruining other people's experience smurfing. So again, we're taking the emotion and putting it to 11. I literally just said 19 times. I play on my main almost exclusively. The only times I didn't was season 0 when I was trying to make an account to play DPS on, and which I then played Captain America in season 0, which is arguably one of the worst characters in the entire game. And then in season 1, I played like a few hours so I could play with my group, my team for a tournament. We played a few games of ranked for like a couple hours. That is not destroying the game. That is the most, and I mean this in the nicest way I can probably say it, online shit I've ever heard. Because that is what people do. They play with their friends. Why should they not play with their friends, right? That's what they want to do. And I guarantee you, most of the Smurfs that you probably bump into are people that are just playing with their friends. I don't think there's that many nefarious people running around hardcore trying to roll people. Point is, not the point. Let's get back on topic, shall we? This person got banned and says, season ban, your account will be suspended from participating in competitive mode until the end of the current season. And 2, rank reset. Your competitive rank and score for this season will be reset. We urge you to adhere to the game rules to maintain a fair gaming environment for everyone. If you have any questions or need further assistance, please don't hesitate to contact our service team. And so the title of it is banned till the end of season for Smurfing, even though I'm a returning player who deranked due to inactivity. In which they typed, I'm a returning player who has not played since season 1.0. I deranked from Celestial to Diamond to Gold or Silver. I played a couple games with some friends and got slapped with an hour suspension for Smurfing. When I tried to log on later, the suspension got extended by itself, and this morning I woke up and saw that I am banned until the end of the season, following a thorough system detection and manual review. I've tried contacting support through the button in-game, and it's not been helpful at all. So how does the game determine whether an account is someone who's decayed, right? Because the decay in this game is pretty strong. Like if you played season 0 and got to Eternity, you'd be back in Silver, I think, at this point. So if you were Eternity in season 0, and then you reset 6 ranks or 7 ranks, Celestial didn't exist yet. Actually, what did that count though for when you first reset? I don't know if the first reset counted Celestial because it got added. I don't think it did. So you would have got reset to Diamond, and then there was a mid-season. No, was there a mid-season reset for 2 or for 1? There was no mid-season. Wait, was there a mid-season reset for 1? I remember there was a season they didn't do it. I think it was 1.5 they didn't do it. Yeah, okay, so they canceled it for 1.5. So you would have been Diamond, and then season 2 happens, you get another 7 resets. So you went from Diamond to like bottom of Gold, high Silver, right? So if you came back this season, because there was no 2.5 reset, I just got here, the person got unbanned. He mentions this later on in the comments. That is very good to know, thank you. So if you throw in a former Eternity player, which by the way, if they got to Eternity in season 0, it's because they were just mechanically very good, or they have hero shooter experience. Sorry to drop the truth nuke on you on that one. You don't need to practice a character in comp. Yes, you do. Where else are you supposed to practice? Quick play, but no one's taking the game seriously. It's for quick play, it's for fun. That's the point of a competitive system. Competitive system gives you an example of where you fall on the system, right? Like okay, let's use myself for half a second. If I decided to make a brand new account tomorrow, and I said I'm going to play Hela and Phoenix only, 2 hit scan DPS characters, what rank do you think I'd get to? Be honest with me. You can flame. I don't care. This is your one opportunity. Like Plat? Okay, that's a little mean. Okay, I thought you guys would be a little nicer, okay? GM? I think GM is fair. I think I could probably get to GM 1, maybe Celestial 3 if I put some effort into it. I think I could do it. Absolutely. Now, what would happen, do you think, if I hopped on my main account, which was in Eternity last season, I played Hela? Tell me what you think what would happen. I'd get flamed. I'd get shit on. I'd end up in a TikTok compilation. I'd probably end up on Reddit. I'd be everywhere. Reported for griefing. So I'm just not allowed to play other characters. I'm not allowed. Isn't that kind of not fun for people? You're just like almost like a Black Mirror episode. You spawn in and you get assigned a couple characters to play, and you're never allowed to play anything else for the rest of the game. No, you're allowed. You're just scared to do it. Did you just not listen to all the things I listed out loud? That would be a good example of my DPS is, say, GM level, and my tank is Eternity or top 500 level. I'm not going to be the best on every character. Very few people are. And actually, it's typically DPS players, because DPS players are the most mechanically talented, right? So, like, you're basically saying to me you should go throw your ranked games, or go throw other people's ranked games. But isn't the whole point of, like, saying Smurfing isn't good is so you don't ruin other people's ranked games? Isn't that, like, the borderline... Like, that's like the underlying argument, right? Is like, you shouldn't quote unquote Smurf. Even though I'm not talking about Smurfing, we're talking about an alt account. There's different things. Point is though, That's why it's really difficult to talk about, because I think alt accounts and smurfing are different things. People that are smurfing is terrible. People that are hardcore, keeping an account low to dunk on lower ranked players, farm clips, ruin people's experience, throw games, that's ass. That is different from someone who wants to learn something new and using the competitive system, which is like the way you're supposed to play this game competitively, to learn. That's the point of it. That's the point of competitive, right? And hell, I'll be honest with you, I've gotten accused of smurfing in quick play before, man. I'm not saying it happens often, but it's happened. I've had people accuse me of smurfing in quick play. You can't smurf in quick play, especially on your main account. Like, what is that even supposed to mean, right? So like, I think this is one of those things we'll never agree on fully. Regardless though, I want to point out, because someone said that this person said they actually got unbanned. Where is that? Let's see. How will resetting the rank mitigate this? They want Smurfs in lower elo next season so they can Smurf harder. Oh my god, I forgot. That was the whole point of what I wanted to talk about before we got on this wild tangent. I think the rank resets are good for getting people to grind. However, though, I don't think Rivals has a system for this. They should know if a player was a previously really high rank, and if they get reset multiple times, should push them up faster. So what I mean by that, right, is let's say you were Eternity Season 0 and you come back and you're Silver. If you win one game, you should get like 100 points or more. And the reason you get points is because it's trying to push you back to that rank quickly, right? It understands, oh shit, that guy doesn't suck at the game all of a sudden. We got to get him out of here quick. It basically fast tracks you out of it, right? But there's a new problem that this potentially brings up, right? I want to see where the guy said that he actually got unbanned. Chat, can you guys give me a little help here? Where did he say in the replies that he got unbanned? Oh, it's down here. God, it's not even at the top. Edit. I logged in and I tried to queue into a game and it let me. It seems I am unbanned now. What's this? If you submitted a relevant issue you'd like to consult, please wait patiently. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Penalty of reduction or restriction. I was restricted for queuing competitive matches for smurfing when this is my main account. I deranked after 2 seasons of inactivity. And when I played the game with some friends, I tried logging on when I met with a restriction. I am on Steam. Dear player, thanks for contacting us. Your appeal issue is in follow-up actions. Please wait patiently for the result. Okay, so here's the point of all of this. I want to take a step back. Everybody let off the gas for a second, right? Everybody let off the gas for a hot second. This could cause major problems. I applaud Rivals for trying, okay? I do. I genuinely do, because it's one of the big problems with gaming. And it's genuinely really hard to stop. It is genuinely really hard to stop. So much so that most companies have either tried and failed, or they just have given up and they don't know what to do. Because unfortunately, stuff like this, if it happens, is really sad for players, right? And also, like, how are they determining if that person's a Smurf? And also, like, I'll be honest with you, it says that they did a manual review, right? It said, following a system detection and manual review. Did it actually go through a manual review? Because, like, having a large customer support team to go through manual reviews is a lot of people to pay and it's a lot of work. And I'm not saying they're not doing that, but I kind of don't believe it either, right? We had that problem with Overwatch stuff for a long time where people were getting banned for stuff and it would say like a manual review, and it definitely wasn't a manual review. There was also people lying about the report system, so it was like the whole thing was muddied. But part of me goes, I don't know if that's totally true. And if it is a manual review, it's like, is it pop up on a screen? It's like, this person's smurfing. Maybe look at it for like 2 seconds and they hit accept or they hit deny, right? And it's like, are they actually like going through and watching the game in the replay client? I don't know. Regardless though, in a game where you are resetting people down, right, every season, I feel like you can't, like a system like this isn't possible. Because when you're rank resetting people, of course they're going to end up in ranks that they don't belong in, because that's how the rank reset works. And so there needs to be another system to push them through it quickly. right? L, take multiple accounts or for losers. So, okay, we're just gonna go through this again, by the way. This person literally logged in and got unbanned and claims that this is their main account. So, again, like, it's very easy to get emotional and angry on the internet. I understand that. But the reason why you can't have a system like this, at least I don't think, and I applaud him again for trying, is when you're resetting everyone down, of course they're going to be in the ranks that they don't belong in. That's the point of the reset, right? And so you could sit there and emotionally say like, oh, them because they're using other accounts. But like, what if they're not? Like, what decides what a Smurf is? 1. 2, what happens when people get banned for things that ends up not actually being true? And 3, what happens if it gets weaponized, where everyone just starts reporting people for smurfing who are just better than them, right? We know what a Smurf is. Oh my God. No, we don't actually, because if anything, this stream has proved that we don't, because I went through it and I'm still reading a lot of people that are saying not what a Smurf is. They're saying what an alt account is, or they're saying people who are throwing. Like, those are different things. They're all about different things. So clearly we don't all know, because even what I believe the definitions are a little muddied. I'm interested to see what they'll do from this, or how they'll go about this in the future. But I think it's a really important thing to at least consider that smurfing isn't good, but it's almost an impossible problem to solve. And one step further, so in Korea, specifically in Korea, you have to sign into PCs, like especially at PC bangs, using like what is your equivalent of your social security number. Not joking. Like, I'm dead serious. If you don't know why that exists, Korea takes cheating extremely seriously. No, not phone number, social security number. If you're not an American, a social security number is basically your government ID. So the government, when you are born, gives you an ID number, and that's how you like pay your taxes. That's how you apply for credit. That's how you apply for loans. It is like the government gives you a number, right? It's different. It's called different things in different countries. National insurance in the UK. So different countries, it calls it different things. The reason why Korea has it is because they treat video gaming, 1, very seriously, and 2, they actually take cheating very seriously. Like, cheating can be punished with an actual fine. I don't know. I've read that it was jail time could potentially be as well, but I'm actually not 100% sure on that one. So I'm not going to say that, but I know for a fact you could be fined by the government. Like, the government could fine you $10,000 for cheating in video games. Selling cheats is jail time. Really? So selling cheats is jail time, but using the cheats, I believe you can be fined by the government, right? It is against the law. And so by signing in, especially at PC bangs, right? If you don't know what PC bang is, it's basically a PC cafe, and a lot of people play at PC cafes. You are signing in with your government ID, so they know who you are, right? The only way I could conceive that you keep smurfing to absolute zero is a similar system, but I don't want that. Absolutely not. I think that's crazy, but like, it would take something kind of extreme like that to completely stop it. And so it's like, what do you value more? Do you value more your personal security, privacy, and anonymity, or not dealing with Smurfs / cheaters in video games? I think that's a big jump. Tough call. It is a tough call. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is if there was easy answers to these problems wouldn't exist. But also, some streamers need alt accounts for queue times, considering you're higher at our queues. That is true, but they don't actually need them. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to throw my fellow man under the bus. That is a little bit of a story, okay? Like, I know there's creators and pro players that have like hour-long queues because they're like top 10 and they're playing at 3 in the morning and they can't find a game, so they have to hop on an alt account to actually find a game. And it really isn't that big of a difference because it's still the same lobbies of people. They're all playing in the same top 500 games, just like someone is just so high up on the ladder they can't get in the game with everyone else because they're trying to find a more balanced game. But at the end of the day, that is a little bit of propaganda. They don't actually need that. Like, I know it's annoying, but like, that's also such a niche problem that it's like, you are literally so good at the game that the game can't find you a queue time because you're playing at 3 in the morning. Yeah, but also then they hop on an alt account and they make those top 500 games unbalanced, even though it's top 500, because like the game knows that they're top 10, but then now let's say they're ranked 400. And so they do actually end up smurfing, quote unquote, in a way, in those games, because they're not playing other characters. They're not trying to learn other heroes. They're not trying to like, they're not like, okay, like I'm a tank player, let me go play on my DPS account. No, they're just like, they're playing on another tank account, right? Like they're playing on another DPS account. They're playing on another support account because they don't want the longer queue times. That one's a little bit of soul propaganda, I think. But you know, it is what it is. So regardless though, I wanted to talk about this because I think it's a very important discussion, because I wonder if more people are going to get banned for smurfing in the future, and how that'll get handled. And also, I'm also going to throw this out there. I think it's only fair. What about all the content creators who have other accounts? Where are they going to draw the line? Because I personally believe an alt account is fine. You should be allowed to make other accounts to learn other characters, play other roles, do whatever. I think that is completely fine and should be legal. But where do they draw the line? Is that not allowed? And if that is allowed, well, how are they going to be able to detect the difference between an alt account and a Smurf account? I feel like you have to be much more extreme, where it's either absolutely not allowed or is allowed, you know? Maybe Rivals just takes the stance of absolutely no alt accounts, no Smurf accounts, period. And then every creator and every streamer and every content creator and pro player has to fall in line with that. Do I think they should? No. But they might have to get to a crossroads. What is allowed and what is not allowed? Don't know. Anyways, though, I thought that was important to cover.